you've got some downtime, hone in on your systems, see what your process is like from the time you meet a new client or referral to closing. How are you logging your conversations? What conversations are you having? At what times in the process are you having these conversations? Then you can kind of reverse engineer, set the systems up you want, pay for the systems you want, like HomeBot, and go from there.
Yeah.
Welcome to Loans Elevated, the podcast that brings you the latest industry news, expert interviews, and insightful discussions that will help you stay ahead in this dynamic market. I'm your host, Broch Lassig, and I've spent years in the trenches of the mortgage industry, helping individuals and businesses navigate the complex landscape of real estate financing.
I'm your co-host, TJ Heidenreich, and together we'll cover a wide range of topics, from business strategies that skyrocket your success to mindset and motivation that fuel your growth. All right, Ryan, so you're brand new in the business. If you're in real estate agent shoes, not in loan officer shoes.
Okay.
You're brand new in the business. How are you starting your business? What are you leveraging? What tools can you use for the most bang for your buck? Because a lot of this stuff costs money.
Mm-hmm.
How is it going to work for you? And reason why I say this is because oftentimes people get into the industry because they want freedom.
Yeah.
But then what happens? I mean, what happens?
They don't know what to do.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10, they're sitting there on their hands waiting for business to come to them.
Waiting for business to come to them, or you're busy as all get out, and
things are being missed.
Yeah, you have no work-life balance.
Yeah, you're working 24/7.
And oftentimes it's because people fail to leverage with systems.
A team and then systems.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Team and systems, which you probably have systems first and then build your team around the systems.
Yeah, for sure.
So
systems are cheaper.
Yep, exactly.
Or services and things that you can subscribe to or implement.
1,000,000%
cheaper.
So what would you subscribe to?
So, well, I mean, I guess this is more so a list of things that we're utilizing. But first things first is I would have some sort of tracking service for past client values, rates, just overall think of it like a monthly statement, just as you would with a bank account, something like that is a way to stay in front of my past clients, give them value with some sort of tracker on their home progress, things like that. And in our case, it's HomeBot. Yeah. That's where I would start. I mean, that's immediately number one.
HomeBot is legit. If you're an agent and you're not using it, you need to look into it.
Yeah, HomeBot or something equivalent. There's other services out there.
Yeah. I mean, if you're closing loans with, if a lot of your clients are closing through us, maybe you don't need to have it because they're already getting the HomeBot from us.
That's where we say team first.
Exactly. But essentially what it is, you're staying top of mind every single month. It's passive marketing without you having to do anything. And what's cool is I say it's one of my most open emails that gets sent out by me. I'm at 80% open rate, which is, if you track email analytics, that's phenomenal.
So I guess where I would start is, if I was an agent, I would just start by finding a badass lender.
Yeah,
who has a ton of this stuff that I could leverage immediately. If I got big enough, then I might subscribe on my own and pay for my own service.
Yeah.
But for the most part, a good lender's going to have a lot of this stuff.
I think it's pretty cheap though, and you can do your own research, but I think it's like $100, $150 a month, which I mean, it's expensive, but over the course of time, when you get 500 clients on this,
deal a year from it,
you pay itself for
5 years.
Yeah. So, and what's cool is all talk, and they don't have to be past client of yours. It's an easy way to hop on the phone with someone and get them hooked up on it.
Yeah.
And that way it's passive marketing. And then,
for sure. Yeah. You could use it as a prospecting tool too.
Well, dude, I talk with extended family, and they'll see me at Christmas parties or whatnot. I'm like, I get your emails all the time. I'm like, sweet, great. Yeah. And I know exactly what email they're talking about. They're talking about HomeBot email. HomeBot. They think it's coming from me. Yeah. So it's a great tool.
Yeah.
Next one.
Next one. I think that covers. That's definitely a good starter tool.
One thing I want to add to it. When you can see what they're doing on the site.
So when they engage, if they ask about value or
it'll notify you.
Finance or a certain area they wanted to look at. Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, as you guys know, Utah's a non-disclosure state. So oftentimes the numbers are going to be off on this. Right. And that's not the point. The point's not to get them the exact value of their home. It's going to be in a good range.
It's really just to spark the engagement.
But there's a button that they can request an official CMA from you. And that's where the real money is made.
Yeah. The next one we had notated was list reports, which I know we have, and some agents utilize it, but most don't utilize it to the extent it could be used. Knowing what we know about it, I think it's a great tool that can make marketing as easy as a click of a button for you. So when you're scrambling to come up with marketing for an open house on the weekend, you can just jump on, grab a home marketing packet that's co-branded with a lender partner, have that ready to go. There's also daily shareables. A lot of the time when new agents are missing is information and talking points.
Yeah.
I don't know how to prospect because I don't know what to talk about. Buy a house. There's only so many times you could say that, or sell a house. It gets old. So List Reports actually gives you daily shareables of information that's like current economic data. It comes from one of the most renowned real estate experts, Barry Habib.
Mm-hmm.
He owns the website. And so the shareables are really, really good content. And you could utilize that to either directly link to social media and post that content directly from there, or you could just take the content and make your own, social media posts from that content, and eliminates a lot of the brain power and the, need to go research it.
It's dope content. Like I've got an agent that they take what's said on there and they just make a video, and they look super educated. Mm-hmm. They don't have to waste, like you said, they don't have to waste the brain power of going and doing the research themselves. And it's just a daily post. They'll just hop on their story, and
it's reliable too. I think that's a big thing today.
Right. It's coming from a Crystal Ball Award winner.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably where I'd go to, because you're going to want to have some sort of consistency in information. I mean, the biggest thing you should be striving for as a new agent is conversations. And you can't just, there's only so long or so far BSing will take you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Eventually you're going to get called on your crowd. You gotta know what you're talking about. And this is going to feed you that stuff every day.
Yeah. One thing that I also like with List Reports is if you're a new agent and you're trying to get open houses, like you're trying to host them for other agents, you need this tool. Reason being is it takes the data directly from the MLS, makes flyers for you, sign-in sheets. And it looks damn good. It's some of the best marketing I've seen that's automated, right? You're not going into Canva and spending hours on end making it. It
spits information about the neighborhood as well.
The schools.
Yeah, everything.
Where recreational activities around. It's bad A.
Talk about reasons to go door knock. You've got all the marketing you need.
Well, and then it can create, there's over 15 items that it creates for you, but it creates like custom websites for you with the same flyer information. It creates sign-in sheets. It is crazy good.
Yep.
So if you're wanting to do open houses, do this. Use this program. It is sweet.
Yeah. And as far as additional marketing, it kind of seems like we're just really taking an opportunity to plug ourselves here in the conversation, which is fine. But
this is sponsored to you by Lassig.
Yeah, additional marketing on top of that, our custom marketing website.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other lender company in the business that has something like this for their partners.
No.
It's 100% free to the agent. We do all the work. You get customized flyers. And to be honest with you, it is being used, but I'm surprised that it's not. Yeah, exactly. Sure. It's way underutilized.
Yeah.
Free marketing,
all you have to give us is we got our marketer here. What do they have to give? A headshot and a bio?
Yeah. Name, headshot, contact information.
And logo. And it's rinse and repeat, right? You just give us that information one time. We've got tons and tons of flyers.
Oh yeah. All custom
loan programs, just tough stuff that's like a good talking point.
Mm-hmm.
The clients are going to ask questions, or it might be the answers to their questions.
Yeah. Yeah. And also consultation packets.
Oh, which for sure.
I know some brokerages will provide you with some that are really good. If that's the case, utilize that. But most don't.
Yeah.
And they basically tell you have to create your own, and how a consultation, whether it's listing or buying, is super important. Well, you don't want to show up empty-handed.
Yeah. We have a seller's guide and a buyer consultation package.
Yeah, for sure. So leveraging that,
and this is coming from people. That's what Ryan and I do all day, is consultations. So we kind of know a good flow of a consultation because we've got so many reps doing it.
Yeah,
day in and day out.
Yeah, for sure. So that's like additional marketing. Really have your marketing dialed in, because one, you're going to get information that's going to make you, a better agent, sharper, know the current trends and updates on the market. But then it's also going to give you physical things that you can post about or hand out, give you talking points. So that's what I would be focusing on. So some sort of client retention is what we talked
passive
about.
Marketing, yeah.
And then marketing, and that includes buyer guides, buyer and seller guides,
Mm-hmm.
or some sort of presentation consultation.
Yeah. Any other tools that you think we use, whether it's paid or not, that you feel every agent should need? Oh my gosh. AI. Producer
Yeah.
behind the scenes is saying AI. Dude,
Yeah.
how often do we use AI?
On the daily, probably.
on the daily. Probably on
And
the hourly at this point.
Yeah, it's getting more and more common, especially over like the last 6 more months.
When AI is getting smarter, it knows my profession already. So when I ask it questions, it's spitting out customized and tailored to me specifically, knowing I'm a loan originator, knowing who my target
Mhm.
audience is, knowing what the market's like right now in terms of interest rates. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm creating, I mean, we wrote an ebook as a team in a couple of weeks. I mean, and granted, this is like a legit ebook where we've multiple chapters, multiple edits. It should have taken years to make if you're legit doing this. We've
Mhm.
done it in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, AI is a big tool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it can be a fact checker. It can be really
Mhm.
anything you need.
Yeah.
A
A
content
CRM.
creator too.
Yeah,
that's what-
you need a good CRM.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking about tools.
Well, that was client retention.
Yeah.
You've got HomeBot, which is going to be more of like a retention, but also marketing tool.
Yeah.
But actual inner retention for you and tracking drips, like literally everything. I would say we probably should put that at number 1. Like you need a
Absolutely.
CRM as soon as you start.
Yeah.
And you may not think it getting into the business because you're like, I've literally have what's in my contacts in my phone as far as my database. And I don't need to have another service I pay for it. But trust me, if you start it earlier and you get the systems in place now, when you actually get busy, that takes away so much of the legwork.
Yeah. And my advice too, this may be controversial for some people that have been at their place of work for a long time, but own your own CRM. Don't use a company one that
Like
they
a
own
third-party
it to.
service,
Right. Yep. One that you're paying for monthly. Yeah, it sucks, especially if there's one that's already provided for you, depending on what company you're with. But that way
But it's
you
not
own,
free. It's not free, right? We know
Yeah,
that.
Exactly. But that way you own the information, not the company you're working for. And if you ever do make any switches or there's anything that ever happens, you can take that with
Transfers
you.
with you
It's
just
just
easily.
it's a copy and paste thing. You're just changing the name of on your CRM
Mm-hmm.
rather than having to start over again. But what a CRM is so key for, maybe it doesn't make a lot of sense right now in your beginning stages, but I can notate everything that's happening in my business and I can take it out of my brain. I don't have to worry about it. And as long as my notes are good, which they are, I can then plug back into my notes and know exactly what's going on. And that way I'm not stressing about it at 8 o'clock at
brain
night.
space. Yep.
Yep. And then later on, when you got team members, now you've multiplied yourself because
follow-ups just become mindless. I feel like
Mhm.
a lot of people in our business are so chaotic and so stressed all the time because, like you said, they're balancing so many things in their head to not forget.
Yep.
The CRM does that for you.
Yep.
Like you can live a stress-free, mostly, and happy life and balanced business simply by just having a CRM.
Oh, for sure. And it makes it easier. We can send out blast emails. You just go through and select the context you want to send the blast emails to.
Mm-hmm.
Makes calling really easy. Like if I want to invite to a client appreciation event just to get extra touches.
Yeah, or you want to drop a voicemail. to your database.
Exactly. Dude, we do that. We utilize that so much, which is another system you could use if you're trying to connect with a lot of people at one time.
Slide
broadcast.
broadcast. Yeah.
It's pretty cheap. You pay by the dial. I think there's 2 options. You can pay by the dial or do like a monthly cost. We pay by the dial.
Mm-hmm.
We don't use it all that often, but when we do, it's pretty cheap. We're sending it to thousands of people at a time, and they're all getting the message in a pretty timely manner.
Well, and all these services are easy to use if you have the, I guess, nucleus of your business, which is that CRM.
Correct. Yeah, you don't have that. It makes all this a lot harder.
Yeah, so
takes that
definitely
middleman
start
part.
there. Now, let's say you're an agent, you got your CRM, you've got your retention services like HomeBot or something equivalent.
Mhm.
Maybe you've got some marketing services you're using from your lender partner and you're starting to generate business.
Yeah.
More so on the listing side. And we're going to tie this back into us again on the marketing page, but what are some things that you would recommend that they use that we offer?
Well, I mean, you've got like our Sell Like the Builders program. Is that where you're going?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before, but our Sell Like the Builders program is legit. Like, you've got people that are, at least right now in today's market, everyone wants top dollar for the house. I think any market wants top dollar for the house,
For
right?
sure.
I mean, no one wants to leave money on the table. And when you've got buyers, when the buyer pool is smaller, like it has been, well, now it's competitive on the listing side, and You've now got to give up, or you got to advertise seller concessions.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest, it's almost impossible to net 100% of your list price today.
Especially right now, yeah. It's just not happening.
Like, of course, there's those one-off properties, but most of the time,
Right.
you're not.
But odds are they're probably underlisted at that point, so leave money on the table anyways.
Right.
So what this does is we share that expense for your sellers.
Yeah. We
team up and we come up with all the advertising for you. We've got broker approved remarks you throw in the listing, but we're kind of like it's sell like the builders. So you know how builders always have an attached approved or a preferred lender that they have to get pre-approved through,
an incentive, yeah.
and oftentimes go with. It's because there's a big incentive. Well, we just create that incentive where we will cover half of the cost of, or a good chunk of the cost of the buy downs, whether it be a 2-1 buy down, 1-0 buy down, 1-1, 3-2, whatever buy down you want it to be, which we've got the marketing for. Now we pre-approve them, the people that are wanting to put offers in. And if they go through us, they get that incentive. Well, now it's a good chunk of change that you as the seller are not having to come up with. You get to keep that in your pocket and net more money to hopefully go towards the new home.
Which we're going to have to do anyways.
Right.
And then the nice thing is, you know, that there's a lender on the other side that's going to take care of the transaction. They're going to get to the closing table.
An actual legit lender, not someone in their basement.
Right. But then now you're also competing with new construction. Which
exactly.
There's starting to be a little bit of a resurgence around new construction. People are wanting existing. It's just, it's tough today to turn down the new build incentives.
No, it's
you save
impossible.
So much money monthly payment wise and typically out of pocket with closing costs covered. Why not play the same game?
Exactly.
So little tools like that are for sure something that you should aim to leverage.
For sure. I mean, I'd say just hone in on, especially if it's the wintertime, you've got some downtime, hone in on your systems, see what your process is like from the time you meet a new client or referral to closing. How are you logging your conversations? What conversations are you having? At what times in the process are you having these conversations? Then you can kind of reverse engineer, set the systems up you want, pay for the systems you want, like HomeBot, and go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good place to start, because if you can't easily explain your process with the client from start to finish, and of course there's always going to be outliers, like weird stuff that comes up, but that's not what we're talking about here. There has to be some sort of standard, some sort of systematized process that you follow. If you don't have that, you have to start there.
Well, people love process, right?
Yeah. Well, people just like to know what to expect.
Exactly. They don't like the unexpected.
Well, especially at the biggest purchase and or sale of their life. Right. They don't want to guess.
Yep.
That's where a lot of the anxiety in our business comes from.
For sure.
Lack of some sort of procedure.
And fire drills. There's always some sort of emergency with a lot of agents and lenders. It's like, no, is it a moving truck issue? No. Is it following in the process? No. That's why there's an issue. If we get it back into the process, it's going to be a lot smoother for these clients.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay, sweet. Well, if you're a new agent or if you're an agent and you're just brushing up on your tools, look up these tools. We'll put a link in the description.
Of literally everything. We should just put everything we offer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Sweet, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. For more industry insights, follow us on all platforms at Loans Elevated.
And to get in touch with our team, call or text 801-713-4000 or visit loanselevated.com.